Hey, it's Olivia Jade. I just did the Zach Sang Show, and we talked all things from YouTube to family to school, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Hello, beautiful humans.
There you go.
We got Dan. We got me, and we welcome to the studio Olivia Jade.
Hello.
But your last name is so beautiful.
You need me to pronounce it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, it's Olivia Giannulli.
Oh, Giannulli.
Yeah, it's Italian.
Ooh.
But I think I even pronounce it wrong. I think it's supposed to be like Giannulli.
Oh, that's nice.
You know?
Yeah, it gives it flavor.
But I don't know any Italian, so.
Dude, thank you for coming in and hanging out with us today.
Thanks.
I met you at David Dobrik's house.
I know.
With AJR. I think it was like Zane's birthday party.
Yeah, it was.
Fascinating situation.
I know, that night was fun.
It was. It was very unique, and you really expect the unexpected when you go to David Dobrik's house.
That's very true.
Are you part of the vlog squad?
I'm not part of the vlog squad. No. That squad came about like way before I was on social media. I think they all started on Vine. And then I just became really close with David. He surprised me with Trisha Paytas. It was the best day of my whole entire life.
Lucky you.
I think she's so cool.
A blessing.
A true blessing. And yeah, so I've kind of stuck around with David ever since. And then Todd and Zane and all of them are like a part of the friend group, but I'm not a part of the vlog squad. But I love all of them.
Would you say you're friends with them?
Yes.
How do you define friendship right now in your life?
Whoa, we're getting deep.
Right out the gate, baby.
I love it. Well, I can trust. Like, I'd say I'm like friends with Todd and Zane because they're all in like the same friend group and they're around a lot. But like with David, I like go to him like if I ever have a question or I need advice, and he's very trustworthy, good friend.
Do you run any of them or anybody you really meet now? Do you run them through like a filter to see what their real, genuine vibe is?
I mean, yes, but not with. I feel like I never did that with any of those people, I guess, in that group. Yeah, just because we all do sort of similar things. So I feel like we all have like a good understanding of each other and we're kind of on the same page, I guess I would say. But I go to college. So I guess when I first went to college, I was like very alert and I always had like a big guard up.
Why'd you go to college? Like you had a lot going for you, obviously, and you have a palette out, you have a thriving channel, you're building your brand.
Thank you.
It's really special and it's really cool to watch.
Thanks. Yeah, mostly my parents really wanted me to go because both of them didn't go to college, and then
They did all right, though.
Yeah, I think they did fine.
They did just fine.
Yeah,
They
hypocrites. No, but I'm so happy they made me go. That sounds so terrible. They didn't make me. Like my sister goes to the same school, and we're pretty much inseparable. So it was nice, like following in her footsteps a little bit. But I do like it. It's cool to have. It's also cool to create content from like a whole different side of things, like in school.
Yeah, because you're giving. I'm not saying that David and all of them aren't living real life. They're living a different side of life where you're right. Like doing things in college gives you a whole new perspective.
Totally.
And it showcases a life that a lot of people out there are living right now.
I know. It's like the coolest thing getting DMs from girls like, I'm applying to college right now. Like, what did you do? All this stuff. It's fun. So.
But doesn't college get in the way of all the makeup stuff and the YouTube stuff?
No, I guess not. I'm still doing it. So,
yeah,
so far, so good.
I saw you apologizing for your
Shut up.
lack of video quality.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's harder to film. I don't think it gets in the way of, like, me working on... I mean, I was in high school and I did my palette with Sephora, so it was a little bit different. I guess in college I have a little bit more free time just because I create my own schedule more so than high school, but it's hard to find time to, like, sit down and film for hours when I have, like, exams and... the whole thing.
It's a lot to juggle.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
the social side of school, I've always said, and I didn't go. I got asked to leave college like within the first, maybe the second semester. I wasn't showing up too much for work. And they were like, you don't really belong here. Literally. But what I missed the most was the social side of things, like getting to know people outside of the classroom and being able to develop all that kind of stuff, like from parties and relationships, and even dealing with nonsense and drama and just bull squash.
No, it's really cool too because I feel like in high school, since I did the whole thing, I went to like an all-girls private Catholic school, so it was very strict. And I just went through like the full school thing while I was also doing YouTube, which I know a lot of my friends didn't finish high school or go to college just because they were so focused on that, which I also think is really great. But I feel like I would have had like weird FOMO not going to college if all my best friends from high school went and were like texting me, telling me how it was, all the parties, the schoolwork, everything. I'd be like, what am I missing out on? So
you're missing out on a lot.
Yeah, well, not really, because I'm there.
So do you go out, you go to parties, you do the whole college thing?
Mm-hmm.
And do people just stare at you and they're like, I know you?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
In the beginning a little bit, but I feel like people don't really care anymore.
How was it when you were telling people at your all-girls Catholic high school about YouTube, or how did people figure it out?
So I started YouTube when I was 14 and I went to a different all-girls school, and I remember I didn't want to tell anyone I was doing YouTube. I was so embarrassed. And these girls, I remember I like walked into the library and someone I went to like elementary school with was like, oh, they were like all laughing about something, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on? They know. And then I remember them telling me that they like saw my videos. I have no idea how. I had like 10 followers. I had 3 videos up. Like, I don't know how they found this, but I ran into the bathroom and I called my sister and I was like, Bella, like help me. Like, oh my God, they all found out. And then I transferred schools, not because of YouTube or anything, just I moved closer to my other school and it just made more sense. And so I was already there and had a little bit of a following when I went. So not saying like a following made me more confident, but it just made me feel a little better. Like people are actually watching what I'm doing instead of my 3 viewers that everyone found out about.
Dude, I totally get it. Because like in that moment, you feel like your secret is just totally out.
It was so embarrassing. You have no idea. Yeah. And also all the videos, they're so cringy.
But do you ever go back and have you ever watched them? Yeah,
like for fun, or when I was also in school, like early on, people would like play the videos at parties and I would be like, actually get me out of here. I was so embarrassed.
The fact that you even stayed, I give you a
FOMO.
FOMO is motivating.
Yeah.
So why'd you continue with YouTube if everyone's kind of like making fun of you for it?
Because I honestly really loved filming. And I remember when that whole thing was happening, I put all my videos on private and I was like, I can't do it anymore. And then literally like 3 days later, I was back filming because I just liked it so much.
What was it that you liked?
I don't even know. I love just being able to connect with people because I can be like a little socially awkward at first, I feel like. So it's nice just being alone. Like I don't even have to like talk to anyone. I'm basically talking to myself. And then it's weird when people like recognize you for your videos. You're like, oh, whoa, people like actually watch. I always forget about that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. Just talking what I'm passionate about. I love makeup and I love fashion. So it was cool just having a platform.
Industries right now that are, would you say kind of going through like a revolution almost, or a major evolution? Yeah,
I think social media is definitely like dominating a lot for sure, which is I think good and bad, I guess, at the same time.
For makeup, right? Does that it helps the industry?
I think it helps, yeah. It's an easy place to find out about things, and it's so easy to buy stuff. You literally like one click and you're done, which is crazy. But yeah, I think overall it's a good thing, especially for me, just because my whole brand is like on social media. So I guess there's pros and cons.
We'll get back into makeup in a second. Back to you and the camera. How do you get comfortable looking at the camera? Do you treat it like a camera, or is there any part of you that's like, I'm going to treat this like a face or a head?
No, I definitely know it's a camera. I know it's a camera. But when I first started filming, I'd always make someone sit in the room with me.
Okay.
Because I felt crazy. When like my first like 10 videos, I'd make sure like my sister, or my old friend Meryl, or whoever was there, I'd make sure they were like watching me film. Because I was so embarrassed. I felt like I was actually psycho, like talking to no one. And then I got to a point now where I'm like, I don't want anyone around me when I film.
Really?
I hate when people watch me film. I don't like when people watch my videos in front of me. It all just freaks me out. I don't know why.
Is it the fact that so many people consume it and the stakes are higher now than they ever were before?
I think I want all the videos to be like a certain way. So if people are watching me, I feel like I'm not being truly myself because I'm like a little bit more guarded. Yeah. Like it's funny if someone's watching me like film and my viewers don't know someone else is in the room, but obviously I know I seem a little bit different. All my comments are like, you seem sad. Are you okay? Like something seems off, but I know it's just because like I'm uncomfortable with someone else watching me film.
Are you looking for them at all? Like, do your eyes drift?
Yeah, I cut it all out, but yeah, for sure. I'm like laughing or like my face is bright red and I have to like cut that part out.
How long does it take you to film a typical straight to camera video?
Just sitting down, probably like an hour or two, depending on what I'm doing. If it's like a clothing haul and then I'm trying all the pieces on, that'll take like 4 or 5 hours to film just because I sit down for like an hour or two, go through it all, and then the try on process can be a little bit longer. But
Yes.
yeah, vlogs, like weekly vlogs, which are like my favorite to film just because it's like really just behind the scenes of my life, which I love. Just for memories to even look back on when I'm older. That takes like a week to film just because I'm like slowly putting in parts from, I guess, my whole day or week or month.
Are you editing it? Are you sitting down with somebody?
So I started editing my videos when I first started YouTube, and I edited for like 3 years. And then recently I got an editor like probably a year ago who helps me with mostly like sponsored content.
Cool.
Just for like legal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I now like currently I'm sending her all my videos because with school it's been a lot. But
that's like also a cool YouTube status symbol almost.
Yeah.
Right? Having the ability to tap into somebody.
Yeah, for sure. And she's the best. She like totally gets it, what I'm looking for, the whole vision. So it's nice because it's hard to find people that like really understand what you want your video to look like.
Louder, because nobody really knows it except for you.
Yeah, totally.
So you really got to find somebody who understands you.
Yeah, and even before I send it to her, I'll watch the full thing without any cuts, just so if I like a part, I'll like write it down or like I'll kind of take a tab on it. And then if it was like cut out, I'll be like, wait, no, like I wanted that part in. Can we, or like put a zoom in here or whatever. So
You're giving notes.
Yeah, you got to.
Hey friends, sorry for the interruption, but if you're considering going back to school, you should ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? 2, do you have college credits that you need transferred? 3, do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs, 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree that you want on campus from wherever you are, totally on your schedule. That's awesome. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits, so it's easy. If you want more information, text Zach, Z-A-C-H, to 35517. That is Zach to 35517, so you can learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. And you ready for this? You'll also find out why 87% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. That's like really impressive. Honestly, I kind of want to go back to school. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU Online degree programs, text Zach to 35517. That is Z-A-C-H to 35517. Okay, let's get back to this interview.
Do you read all your comments?
I used to, and now I cannot. But I think I read most of them in the beginning just because when you first upload, it's like all the diehard, like sweet viewers that like want to, spread positivity. And then once it's up for a little bit, it's like chaos.
The haters come rolling in.
Yeah.
The YouTube world just takes it.
Yeah,
runs.
it's crazy.
You're talking about like organic search people, like the audience that YouTube will bring you just for showing up on like the sidebar,
like recommended or trending or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, I was reading your comments and like people have a lot to say.
Tell me, what have you seen?
I mean, some people say you're looking too skinny. Did you read those?
Yeah. Oh. I mean, thanks. No, yeah, my weight just fluctuates. I don't know. Sometimes I'm eating more, sometimes I'm eating less. I still eat.
Live as long as you're eating.
I'm living my best life.
Are you breathing?
I think so.
Okay, great.
Cool.
And then a lot of people like to say, I can't afford this. This is not.
I know. That one gets to me.
Why?
I don't care if people comment on like my physical appearance because I know that I'm like healthy and doing fine and whatever. I don't like when I feel like I'm not helping someone else. Like the whole thing about my videos is I want to like post stuff that other people can get or like appreciate or whatever. So I feel bad. Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, well, I'm just saying I was watching some and then you're buying
Christmas
like
list?
some luxury stuff and the high-end stuff.
Yeah. See, I have a mix because I do appreciate like I love fashion. So I actually like it's not about just like a label. Like I think the stuff is really good quality or really pretty or it's something like my eye is really attracted to. But so I want to share that. And then also, yeah, I guess I just feel bad when people say stuff like that. But also I know I'm not going to please everyone. And then I have some people that are like, well, like in comparison, it's really not that bad. Like people just try and find stuff to comment on.
Bling it on a budget. That was your latest video.
I know.
Yeah, well, people were complaining in that one saying like $90 rings. I can't afford that.
I know, but it's better than a $4,000 ring.
Amen.
So, trying my best.
Well, I also think like you can get these expensive clothes and you can talk about it. And if somebody doesn't want to watch it or doesn't like it, they don't have to.
Yeah.
They're still coming to your video, watching it, and then commenting on it.
I know. It's just one click out of the video.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, but it's okay.
Question. To your parents for a second.
Yes.
Your dad is fashion mogul, like visionary, innovator, all of it.
Right.
There is a line like at Target, right, that bears his name.
Yes.
Oh, I love Target.
Me too.
Me too.
And I own this. I think there's sweatpants that I have, and I think I have something else that bears your dad's name. Is there a part of you that understands the YouTube audience and sees what your dad has built in that lane as some sort of inspiration? Because
completely, yeah.
you can take a great eye, and the cost can be what the cost can be.
Right.
You don't need to sacrifice a good eye in a fashion sense just for the cost of a product.
Yeah, it's funny too because my sister wants to go the same route my mom went, and I want to go completely like the business side where my dad is. But he's honestly really helpful. I can just look at that for inspiration, I guess, and seeing that hard work does pay off. He didn't come from a lot, so it's cool to see that he built it all himself. Especially, he has a really crazy story in college. He like built his whole entire brand, and he wasn't actually like ever. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Sorry, Dad, but he wasn't ever like enrolled in college, but he like faked his way through it. And
Whoa.
yeah, so and then he started his whole business with tuition money that his parents thought were going to college. That's like such a different time, but
It's amazing.
yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but it's okay.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
It is a cool story. And yeah, so he started Mossimo then, and then it sold to Target when he was, I think, in like earlier mid-20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a baller. He used to ride around in like a limo that said the Moss Lounge with all his best guy friends, like such idiots.
So cool.
Yeah.
Imagine if vlogging was around back then.
Oh my God. I would do anything to just be like a fly on the wall back then. If I could see any sort of video of that. Well, certain things.
Maybe.
I don't know if I want to see it all, but definitely certain things.
When you look at, let's go into makeup for a second, because obviously makeup is, would you say that is your main focus on YouTube?
On YouTube, I wouldn't actually say that's my main focus just because I feel like people occasionally like makeup tutorials. But
Yeah.
for me, what I've noticed is people like seeing more like
Your life.
just like real stuff that goes on. I love makeup. So if I'm like filming a vlog, I'll do like a little bit of makeup in it or try and incorporate it somehow. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's the main thing on my YouTube by any means, just because I'm not like a James Charles where I sit and do like these crazy,
Yes.
beautiful looks that take hours and hours and hours.
So what is it in life for you? Is that, it's a business, obviously.
Yeah.
But what does makeup mean to you?
I'm just so passionate about it. I remember when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I would see my mom getting ready for like red carpets, and I would just sit in the chair like watching her makeup artist do her makeup because I was just so fascinated by it. And then when I first started YouTube, it was like makeup tutorials, and then I kind of started getting into fashion and the vlogs and that whole thing. But like my end goal would be to have my own line for sure. And just do it in a sense where it makes sense for what I do and like what my audience knows me as, which is very natural. Like I don't do the crazy makeup looks, which I really appreciate and I love watching them. It's like art, but it's never something I would wear just because I feel like a more simple person. So yeah, just creating a line that kind of caters to that would be my end goal.
When you're creating your palette, are you creating your palette based on the colors that you use the most, that are the most like widely wanted, or like what's the science that goes into picking the colors on a palette that only bears how many colors on it? Like 8?
There's 6.
6. That's
Yeah, so it's a mix. I chose probably 2 shades that I really loved, but then you also have to think about, obviously, consumers, everyone has a different skin tone, a different shade, so you have to keep in mind what works for everyone. I wanted it to be a really universal palette, and when I was working with Sephora Collection, they were really, really helpful and totally on the same page with that. So when I went to their headquarters in San Francisco, we started pulling a bunch of different swatches and colors and different palettes, and then we started combining different shades from brands that I really loved or some of Sephora's own stuff, and we changed the formulas around because they have really pretty highlight palettes. Sephora Collection does. They're just a little bit more like lightweight, like not as blinding, and I really wanted something like so
hits you.
Yeah. So they were really cool about it. They let me change the normal formula that they use for their palettes, which was crazy. And then yeah, just finding shades that worked for everyone. Like the bronzer in the palette suits darker complexions better, but I love using it as like an eyeshadow. So I wanted every shade to be, I guess, able to be worn and used. And then there's like this really pretty gold shade called Twinkie, which is what my brother called me growing up. And for that would look really pretty on like dark skin for a highlight, but then for me I like using that as eyeshadow, or if it's like more of like a costume look, then use that as my highlight. So
cool.
Yeah, just trying to make it really universal.
Any nerves going into that Sephora meeting?
Oh my God, you have no idea. I was shaking. I had no idea what to expect, and when I got there, like all my nerves went away just because all the women there are so incredible and so nice. But I will never forget my agent Allie calling me and being like, "You're never going to believe the contract I'm holding." I was like, shut up, like no way. And then my first meeting, I remember like on the plane to San Francisco, I was freaking out. And then I got there, and the first meeting we started like talking about like packaging and colors, and it was just like right off the bat really quickly. So
wow.
Yeah, I didn't really have time to be nervous. I was like, okay, this, that, like let's go.
How'd you team up with them in the first place? Was it your idea? Was it like an agent or a manager's idea?
No, so I've been an ambassador for Sephora Collection this is my third year doing it. And then the first year, there were 4 ambassadors and 3 other YouTubers and myself. And then the next year, they got like 10. And then this year, they switched it out and it's like 12 or something.
Wow.
Those numbers could be totally wrong. I know the first year was 4. I lost track after. And I don't know how I was the one that did the palette, but I think I just have a really good agent. And
a great following.
Yeah, and I think it made sense. It made a lot of sense doing a palette that was something that Sephora didn't already carry, and Sephora Collection in specific didn't have like in their line. And then it kind of really went with the whole natural, beachy, glowy sort of vibe that I always try to do when I'm wearing makeup.
Why do you think people love makeup? What is it? And glamour in general? Like,
that's a good question. I honestly think it's just, for me personally, I can't obviously speak on everyone, but I think it's a fun way to like enhance natural beauty. I don't use it to like change anything or like alter my face, but I really love just like playing around and seeing all the different formulas and what people have in mind and different colors, and it's kind of like a form of art. And I'm so bad at every other form of art, like can't paint, can't draw, and can't sing, can't play an instrument. So it's really my only calling.
You can do makeup.
Yeah.
Do you feel like releasing your own line would be hard, like competing with Kylie and James Charles and those people?
I mean, I wouldn't probably look at it as like a competition, just because whatever I do, I think I'd go in like a totally different direction. Again, just following more of like a natural sort of path. Just, I don't think I would ever create something that I wouldn't personally wear unless it had like a huge demand, at least when it first comes out. I want like the formulas and stuff to be like what I use in my everyday life, because I know how much I love that. So I probably wouldn't look at it as a competition, but I mean, there's tons of brands and products out there. So,
and correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. There's a ton of different skin types and personalities.
Totally. Yeah.
So I feel like if it's a quality makeup line, it could probably find its audience.
Yeah, and I've got some ideas that I haven't seen on the market. So,
like what?
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, she's going to share her IP with us right here.
Yeah.
I never know. She may slip up. I could take that idea and run with it.
I'm going to try not to.
Yeah, Dan's going to steal you all of your makeup ideas.
Dan, I'll see you.
Yo, sister can.
Probably.
Like in a second.
She definitely can.
She has more lawyers than you have pairs of socks.
Yeah, I don't have much in my life, so
it's okay.
Not saying much. Anyway, it's funny you mentioned that you're not a good singer, because I was going to ask you, like, are you going to try and become a singer?
No.
What?
Oh my God. Why would I become a singer?
I don't know. I just feel like it's the next step of someone like you. Like, oh, look at me. I'm going to become a YouTuber now. I mean, I'm going to become a singer now. That's not a diss or anything. I'm just saying.
I guess, yeah, that's true. A lot of people like start on social media and then I literally can't sing. So if I'm ever trying to sing, someone sit me down.
All right, give us something.
Very funny. No, I don't want to like make everyone deaf watching.
Come on.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know if I need that.
I don't even want to put that on anyone in this room.
What motivates you in work doing all of this? Because obviously there's the obvious pros to being able to build your own palette and run a YouTube channel and build these brands. But at the end of the day, like, truth is, like, you don't really need to do any of it. Mama's got money for you do. It's just the truth, right? So what motivates you? What keeps you going, and what makes you want to keep getting better?
Well, I don't ever want to like depend on someone else for my success. Like, I might come from a family that's done well, but I don't ever want that to, I guess, guide me in a certain direction. I've used what I've come from to create content, and I've figured out the things people like to see because of how I've grown up. But at the end of the day, I want to make my own money and support myself. I don't ever want to have to like ask someone if I can do something. I want to be able to have full control over what I'm doing with my life. So that's a huge thing that motivates me. And also having parents that didn't come from a lot and then building something themselves, it's inspiring. Like, I've grown up around that. So I definitely want to do that myself as well.
Pave your own path.
Exactly.
It's cool stories.
Damn straight.
Hell yeah. Anything going to an all-girls school teach you about navigating the YouTube world?
No.
Nothing?
I don't know. I think that my early on days of like elementary school, going to a co-ed school, taught me more about spreading a positive message on YouTube. And I always say to any girls that ask me like if they have advice about girl drama or friendships or whatever, I'm always just like, stay out of it, be nice to everyone, don't gossip, just like do your thing. And I feel like that I learned more when I went to a co-ed school because there was like competition. But I felt like at an all-girls school, everyone was just super nice and supportive. So
it's really nice.
Yeah. And if they weren't, then I probably just wasn't friends with them.
Louder.
I had a very limited group of friends, but I think it's quality over quantity.
Amen.
So.
Always.
Yeah.
You stay out of YouTube drama and all that kind of stuff.
I know. I'm doing well.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
But I'm wondering, what the heck did Casper Lee do to get into your intro? He's at the top of every one of your videos.
Oh, I know. I love Casper. He's the best. I collabed with him like 2 years ago. I think that I don't do a lot of collab. That was definitely not 2 years ago. Maybe last year. I don't even know. Sorry, Casper.
You lose track of time.
I know. It goes by fast. But I think since I don't collab with a lot of people, my whole intro is just basically any collab I've ever done. Like, I have my friend Lauren in my intro, who I collabed with, something of my sister, Bryant, the photographer. So little things like that. I think I definitely need to update my intro, but it's something my editor made me a really long time ago, and I loved it since I first saw it. So
this is such a great look for Casper Lee. So,
yeah, Casper, you rock.
Do him a favor and keep him in.
He'll stay forever.
Yeah. You know, just keep reminding
no promises,
the world.
But I'll try.
Whoa. I had a question, and it just entered my brain, and it skipped out on my brain. And
That's okay.
Dream YouTube collaboration. That was it.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, I had a question about collab, so we'll go with that one first.
Okay, good. Who do you want to collaborate with?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I feel like everyone I've wanted really badly to collab with, I made it happen.
Wow.
Like Trisha Paytas, come on.
Power.
Killed that one. She was in a mukbang with me. I mean, best I could ever have done.
Could you get any more viral?
I don't think so. I did a video. This was probably like my dream collab. It was my mom, John Stamos, and David.
Oh, so good.
And we all did slang terms. And I really wanted, well, what originally happened was I was supposed to film with my mom, and then David came over to our house and John came over too to film something for his vlog. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be like a full house, sort of like funny skit. And then after that, they were all leaving. And I was like, wait, I just had a really fun idea. Will you guys be in this video? And then John was super down, and David he owes me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. What is this? Like, you're competing with David for access to your own mom? And, yeah. Like, what's going on?
He texts me. He's like, what's your mom's schedule? How's Lori? Like, David, I'm going to hate you.
Do you ever put David in a video because you know it's easy views?
Yeah, of course. Hi, David. No, I'm honestly like really, really good friends with him. So most of the time I'm around him, I'm not filming, which is like...
Truth.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like when the camera's on, it's like really last minute, like I'm probably just hanging out with them, and then I'm like, wait, I need to film something, like let's all do something fun. But yeah, it's never like set in stone, or I'm thinking like, okay, I need to use him to get more views. It's just not like that. I especially just coming from like my mom acting growing up, I don't like when people use other people, I guess. But yeah, I do know if I put David in the thumbnail, it's going to do well. But
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I would never do it just to do it. I love him so much as a friend, so.
You've dealt with that growing up, obviously.
Yeah.
The whole, I mean, it's a hard thing to understand when you're younger.
Yeah, I remember being on a soccer team when I was like 7, and someone kept trying to have a play date with me because they wanted to come see my mom, and I caught on to it so fast, and then ever since then, it's like, walls up, like, nope.
Is it in that, what moment do you realize your mom was famous?
Do you want to hear a really dumb answer?
Yeah.
But it's honest. When Fuller House, the second version, like 20 years later, it came out like 4 years ago, I don't even know. And the trailer came out on YouTube, and that's when I sort of started YouTube and I understood what views were.
Yeah.
And I saw the trailer had so many views, and I was like, whoa, this show was actually really big. I had no idea my mom was famous. Because like
what?
growing up, she would take us to like red carpet events, or there'd be paparazzi or whatever, but anytime I'd ask her, she'd be like, no, like it's nothing, like I'm just small. So I always thought I was like a really, really small actor that never had like a big show or anything.
Whoa.
Well,
I
how
know.
old were you when Full House was on?
I wasn't born.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Before my
explains it.
time. Yeah. Even if I was born, I probably wouldn't have remembered, but
What is John Stamos to you? Like, what does he mean in your life? Has he been around since the beginning?
yeah, he's like one of my favorite people. He's so funny. He like honestly is one of the funniest people, and he's also pretty good friends with my dad, so it's never like weird for me or anything like that, just because a lot of people love to try and make it a thing, like, oh, your mom and John Stamos, like Aunt Becky, Uncle Jesse, like
No.
they should be together. But no, he's married, he has a beautiful baby boy, and yeah, we're all just like super close family friends. So I just kind of think of him as like second long uncle.
I was gonna say like an uncle.
He's
type.
my Uncle Jesse.
Fascinating. Like the fact that like, have you watched Full House like in at length?
No, I've never sat through a full episode of it, but I've seen like bits and pieces.
Wow.
I know. I was really weird growing up. I like never wanted to watch my mom on camera. It made me feel really uncomfortable. And then I watched 90210, and it was like my favorite show ever, and I finished the whole entire series, and she played the mom on the newer version. And I loved it so much, except there was like one episode where her and her husband like accidentally got into like pop brownies, and it was just so weird to watch for me because they're like pretending to be high, and I was like, what the hell is going on? It was so cringy, but love her. She's very talented. It's just like a weird daughter thing.
Yeah, I get it. It's hard to see your mom in that way
Yeah.
because you don't see her that way at all.
No, I don't even think of her as like an act. Like that's her job. It's not like anything to me. So
Well, you should have replaced Mary-Kate and Ashley for the character in the reboot.
just duplicate me. Oh, I guess there's only
There's
one
only
of them.
one of them.
Sorry, I don't watch. I think people would notice.
Oh, I'm sure they would notice, but
That'd be weird. I also,
not a good actress.
She's busy.
I'm busy. I'm not counting that one out of the cards. I do like acting.
You keeping that one on the table.
Yeah, it's not out. It's not in right now, but if I like get this really strong urge that I want to act one day, I would really only ever get into it if I was like crazy passionate. I took like acting classes when I was younger, and a little bit throughout high school, and that was fun, but it's nothing that like right now I'm like, oh my God, I need to be on every audition, like get me to, like my sister,
That's what she's
full-fledged,
doing.
like she wants to go down that whole path.
I think you're gonna build a really great brand.
Thanks. I hope so.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
You're paving the right
keep
path.
on keeping on.
How did you explain to your mom and dad what you wanted to do and that you were doing YouTube?
They had no idea even what YouTube really was. It's really weird. When I was younger, I like wasn't allowed to go on the internet because they thought the whole internet was just dangerous.
I
Like
get it.
I had a computer and I could like play like Club Penguin, but like I couldn't like search stuff on like Safari. I mean, I guess I could, but I didn't know how to do that. So I never really was online until I was a little bit older, and then I found YouTube and I found all these makeup tutorials, and I was like, oh my God, like this is my calling. So then I just started, I posted one video. I didn't like ask my parents if I could do it, which I definitely should have. But they really had no idea what it was. I don't even think they knew it was like a public thing. They were just like, yeah, you do you, like have fun. And then when it started taking off and like brand deals started to come in, my mom was like, okay, let's get you an agent, because I was like asking her how to deal with like brands and how to negotiate.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's just not my forte. So
She doesn't know.
Yeah,
You shouldn't
no.
have to know. Wow.
but, yeah,
Look at you. The internet
Thanks.
just changing lives.
it's crazy.
Left and right.
Really crazy.
What are you thinking?
So you have a boyfriend or no?
Yep. He's hiding
I know,
behind
he's
this
right
couch.
behind. How'd you guys meet?
We met through our friend Stoss at a Christmas dinner.
Ooh.
Ooh, holiday season.
Holiday fling. Also known as cuffing season.
Cuffing season.
Yes.
I know. Did I get cuffed?
Ooh.
I guess so.
Or did you do the cuffing? Did he get cuffed?
Oh yeah, tell this story.
Maybe 50-50.
Oh, it was a mutual cuff. That's how you know it could be something.
Yeah. Well, I would say, sorry, Jackson, I know you're right behind me, but I would say I cuff. What does that really mean? Like, if I were to cuff him more, does that mean
I
he
think,
pursued me more in the beginning, or I pursued him more in the beginning?
yeah, who pursued who? Who initiated?
Jackson initiated it. But I don't initiate things like that.
Got it. But if it's a
You
ball
know?
you like, you will run with it.
Yeah.
And this was
I'm not afraid to be like, no, but I really liked him. So I was like, yes. Get it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question there, pink hair Dan?
That answers my question.
Cool.
She took that ball and she ran with it.
Yeah.
Only one ball.
What? The hell did that mean?
I don't know.
Can we talk about that he was on an interview?
Yeah, we interviewed
yes.
Jackson in 2013.
He's going to kill me.
Dan remembered.
Well, I know. I when he walked in, I was like, I think I know him. So I googled it, and yeah, it's up there, September 9th, 2013,
Well,
or 13th.
To be honest,
Look it up.
you should. It is on our channel. It is very vintage.
Old school.
I sound like trash, and Dan wasn't on camera then. You are behind the camera
I
filming.
was pressing the buttons.
Yeah, and Jackson.
at you.
Here I am
thrive.
now.
I know.
He looks. Jackson, you had a glow up, my friend.
I know. Major glow up. I wish I knew him back then. That would have been fun.
Do you think you would have glown up faster if you were in his life?
No.
Nah.
No, I would never like change someone.
Of course
I
not.
would just let him do his thing, figure it out.
And then strongly suggest things
Yeah,
on the way.
and I'd be like, okay, no. no.
Really, it's good to see you. I had no idea when when Jackson first came in that it was that Jackson.
It's that Jackson, the same
know.
one.
What a special day.
5 years older.
Crazy.
Small world, is it?
That's what I said. When you said that, I was like, that is such a small world and really bizarre.
The industry is pretty small.
I know. It seems big, and then you really start talking to people, and everything just becomes so tiny.
Yes.
It's crazy.
But so tiny that it's a little scary, right? Because I was always told loose lips sink ships. And you
It's
know,
a fact.
it's so small.
Yeah.
What do you learn from watching your mom navigate the entertainment industry that you feel like you take with you now?
Honestly, like the main thing she's always told me is be on time, be respectful, and act professional. I would never like come into something and always this isn't meant to sound like a shallow way, but always like put yourself together and look good, just because not for like anything else, but it does go a long way to
Confidence.
Yeah, just like feel good. If you look good, you're gonna probably present yourself a little bit better. So yeah, those are some tips she's always given me.
4 things that you would think would be relatively simple,
Yeah,
but are actually hard
Yeah.
for people.
can be kind of difficult.
Yes. What are you thinking?
No, what else do you have coming? More makeup lines, videos? Like what's happening?
Videos. I already said they're gonna get better because my last one I actually really liked, but the one before that and the one before that I was kind of iffy on.
Do you post them because you feel like you need to and you
Yes.
just need to put something up there? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's why I posted those, because I felt like with college I wasn't getting as much out there, and then I felt bad, and then I was like, okay, let me just film whatever I can and like piece it together and throw it up. Never doing that again. That did not go in my favor, and my comment section blew up. So we live and we learn. But no, I do feel bad about that. I never want to like put out something that doesn't seem like I genuinely like am happy or excited about it. So what's coming up, lots of new videos, and then some more partnerships that we're in the works of another really long one, not with something that I've never done before.
Whoa.
So
So not makeup?
not makeup.
Jewelry.
Can't tell you.
Wow.
But it's not jewelry.
Would you do another palette?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, how long will they carry your palette for?
I think it's gone.
Okay.
We sold out the first time.
How do we get this thing back? What are we doing?
I don't know.
I need YOLO in my life. Isn't that one of the color names?
Yes, it is.
I need YOLO.
Because when I was in high school, I'd always tell my friends, like my best friend group, it's the year of YOLO. And then I created it in high school and it just stuck. And I was like, I need that as a shade name. Because all the shade names have like something to do with me growing up.
I love it.
Which is really weird. And I don't know why I would say year of YOLO, but it's okay.
What are the other names?
Twinkie is the gold. And then we have Angel Face, which is what my mom called me, 18, because that was the age I was creating the palette. Little things like that.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
But is that the world of makeup, right? Like, do you need to be coming out with new things after that? Or, like, does it go with trends? Does it go with seasons?
Yeah, definitely goes with... That's why it was kind of interesting that we released it in the winter.
The day after Christmas.
Yes. Well, that I think was all, like, marketing on their side of things, like, probably strategic. I was just down. I just wanted it to come out. I was so excited about it. But, yeah, for a highlight and something like bronzy and glowy, I always had this vision of like spring or summer releasing something like that. But it happened in the winter and it did really well. We sold out the first day that we launched on Sephora's website, and then we restocked it. And I think it's either sold out or really close to selling out again. I'm not really sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of palettes.
I know. We weren't even going to bring it back after the first drop. But then some people didn't get it or whatever, and we brought it back one more time. So if it's still available, go buy it.
Get it. But you have more partnerships coming. The tease is real, my friend.
The tease is very real. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. Thanks for hanging out and giving us your time.
Oh my God, of course. Thanks for having me, guys.
I really appreciate it. You know, you were real. I don't go to a lot of parties, Dan.
I know. I feel like we just clicked.
We really did. And you know, when the select few times I leave my house,
Yeah, same.
You see people and they're always like, you should, I want to come, you want to do this, you want to, it's always like 90% nonsense. You, real.
Oh, I love you for that. Thank you.
I appreciate you deeply. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
I had so much fun.
Final thought?
No, it was good.
Okay.
My final thought, keep the pink hair.
Wow.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
It's a vibe.
that.
You're welcome.
Dude, she's got the eye. Olivia Jade.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging.
I really hope you enjoyed that conversation. If you did, please subscribe and also check out our podcast. There's a link in the description, and also comment and like and do things. Other interviews are on the screen somewhere, so click them. Thanks for watching.